And now we're starting with collaboration tools. Not that the other apps weren't collaboration tools or collaboration, my goodness me, capabilities. It's now CC here, and not BCC, CC. And but we're concentrating now, from now onwards till the end, on specific collaboration within your team. So this week specifically, we're going to look at lists tomorrow afternoon, planner tomorrow afternoon, where you can make list and plan together with your colleagues, teams, of course, on Friday, Outlook tomorrow. Now, I suppose so many of you already use Outlook, but there are quite a lot of registrations. So I'm going to hopefully show you a little bit more than the usual stuff that you're already using, especially looking at collaboration, because that's what it's all about. Loop, quite a fairly new app in Microsoft 365, where you can plan and create and think together, and then also SharePoint and many others, but those are the ones that are really geared for collaboration, as well as today's topic, whiteboard. Now, this can be not only, but can be used in real time. So you can share your screen, or your whiteboard rather, with your colleagues, and you can all contribute, making plans, doing brainstorms, and so on. But let me just not jump ahead on that. So the whiteboard is literally, I don't know who of you have ever come across, now we're giving away our age. I don't even know if whiteboards still exist apart from maybe in schools, but literally against the wall, a whiteboard with a pen that you can write on. So instead of having that, we can still use that, of course. We can now use it online, digitally, real time. So it's a digital piece of paper, a board that you can use. For example, to do brainstorming in, by yourself or within your team. Visualize ideas to collaborate. Idea sharing, which is pretty much the same thing. All in real time, all interactive if you want. You can use it yourself. You can work remotely with this. You can definitely access it from multiple devices. So everybody can sit on their own device or at their own device anywhere in the world, and you can all collaborate at the very same time in real time on this canvas. What you can do is you can do free form. So, sorry. You can draw, you can type, you can add sticky notes, you can import or add images, you can add documents or part of documents and pages, all on this whiteboard that you have against the wall or against your screen then, or on your screen. But I'll show you, this is what I'm here for today, is to demonstrate to you how that works and what can be done. So here's an example. I know it's a little bit blurry, but I tried to find some ideas and some examples for you. So these are typical things. If you can draw, it's a little bit tricky with a computer, but with a cell phone, of course, I'm trying to share my cell phone to share on the screen. Didn't want to work. I'll try again, Nana. And then also with a tablet, of course, with a pen. You get a pen or you can use your finger. It can be slightly easier for some things that you want to do. For example, all these little people and those ID badges and these organizational charts. The sticky notes, of course, you can just import, but I'll show you in a minute. So if you're quite artistic and you can draw things, you can even do so on the whiteboard. So why will one use it? There's a little bit of a repetition on this, but let me just run through this with you, because hopefully you're going to ask, okay, cool, but we have different ways of brainstorming and so on. So why would we really want to use it? Well, it breaks down geographical barriers anywhere in the world, as I've mentioned, allow you to brainstorm, to plan. I'm just going to run through this. Multiple users can contribute at the very same time, regardless of location. It saves automatically in the cloud, and that's the other thing. Whiteboard is still, and I'll show you when we get there, is a online app. It's not an app. It used to be an app that you can download. I think they've discontinued that as far as I know. So it's just online. You have to log in with your Microsoft 365 account on your browser, Edge, Chrome, anywhere that you prefer. And it encourages creativity. You can see on that screen that I just shared with you, you can become quite creative, and encourages teamwork. And it's a space to organize thoughts together. Okay, wait, I'll wait with that. So when will one use this? Okay, this is pretty much the same thing. When you brainstorm, when you share ideas, when you have created visual plans, I have a couple of scenarios that I will share with you. When you want to make flow charts and work charts, diagrams that you want to use, mind maps, very, very, very popular. Mind mapping on the whiteboard, visual explanations, processes that it's going to follow. So from here to there, um, complex concepts that you can, or processes that you can set out on this whiteboard all at the same time, and everybody can collaborate, sketching out project plans. So that's when you will use something like this. Once again, a little bit blurry, but as you can see here, the brainstorming. So the word brainstorming and that cloud around it is used by the pen, and these are the sticky notes. So it's actually only those two tools that's been used on this particular whiteboard. Now, for example, a marketing team. Here's a couple of scenarios. And I'm just going to share two and then jump to whiteboard and then come back and share two more. When you use whiteboard during weekly strategy meetings, it can be used to map customer journeys with teams members in different offices, adding insights, sticky notes, connection lines in real time. I want to ask you guys at this point in time, those of you who attended the PowerPoint session, can you now see the difference between, I'm just dumping on different things here, between a slide like this that doesn't have a sentence? While I'm here, I can share this with you. Or a slide like this. Sorry, I should have had a action button in here. A slide like this, which is, there are sentences, actually a paragraph. So what happens to me is I start reading it. I can't help myself. I have a couple of keywords there, but I start reading it. What is most important is what happens to you. You start reading it. And I mean, we all can read. So I don't have to read it to you. And you, when you start reading it, that also happens automatically. Then you tend to listen less than what I just have keywords on the screen. So for the scenarios, I have it all typed out in paragraph that I try to break down in different sentences and have a couple of keywords highlighted. But I think the scenarios for when you will use it, how you will use it, is quite straightforward. You may already know, we can use it with that or in that situation, especially after a little bit of a demonstration. So I'm going to end my slideshow, and I'll come back to that. So when I go to Microsoft 365, Microsoft365.com, I sign in with my Microsoft license with my email address and password. And then I go to, we've been here before, if you can recall, for forms. So I go to my app launcher, for those of you who are only here for the first time today, my app launcher in the top left-hand corner. And on my app launcher, I find all the different apps. These are business standard license apps. You will not have all of them when you don't have a business account. So we've been here before. for Sway, because it's only online. Forms, only online. Bookings, also only online. So we've tackled a couple of these that are only online. Compared to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that are also available in apps, as well as OneNote that we've done. Yeah, we've tackled quite a couple of these. I just want to check something here. I have signed in. If you can just bear with me once. Oh, no. Here it is. Here it is. I just want to show you and compare this. This is a... Oh, no, that won't work. I have to do that at the other time. Okay, but we're doing lots of Microsoft stuff for the next couple of days, so I'll show you that. Just wanted to share the free version with you. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Go to the app launcher, signed into my Microsoft account, and right at the bottom, you'll find Whiteboard. Here it is, the whiteboard. So all my whiteboards will be listed here. I don't have any at the moment on this particular account. I can just go for a brand new whiteboard demonstration. Lovely to start off with, if you want, just a couple of, look at this, guys. It's so colorful. It's so visual. One sort of looking forward to taking part in this. Designs, strategies, project planning, retrospectives, games that can be played, or yeah, workshops that you can do, brainstorming, learning. Once again, brainstorming is very, very popular. Pros and cons. These are just templates to get you going, as all templates do. By the way, I also shared with you one of these days, I shared a link to Microsoft's templates, but there aren't any there for whiteboard. There's for Word and Excel and PowerPoint, and we will get back there with the other apps that we will tackle. We don't need any templates there because we have so many just when we start our whiteboard. Before I go to that, I just want to start with a blank canvas. In other words, a blank whiteboard. So as you can see, it has little dots, or it looks like a bit of a graphic paper where you can put whatever you want. Now, think back of the days, or maybe you're still using it, all those post-its, those sticky notes, literally. So you can stick it on a whiteboard or on a board or on the fridge for that matter, and you can move them around. Now, whiteboard in Microsoft 365 is exactly the same concept, apart from the fact that you have a couple of extras, which is extremely handy to have. Now, let's have a look at the tools right here at the bottom. Our old favorite hell, undo. Because whenever we do something and we don't want it, or we've made a mistake, we can immediately go to undo, Bob's your uncle. Then we have this selector where you're going to move stuff around, like your documents that you've inserted, your sticky notes that you've inserted. Any of these can be move around. I'll show you in a minute. Then you can also use your space bar, or you can run the little wheel on your mouse if you have one, or you can just go to the pen and you can move the whiteboard around, because the whiteboard can be as big as you need it to be. So there's no limit. You can go to the left. I don't know if you can see it properly, but when we start with sticky notes and stuff, you will see how you can move your whiteboard around. So the whiteboard is honestly as big as you need it to be. There's no limitation whatsoever. Then there's a ink that you can use. So it's like a pen. And you can also on your tablet use a real tablet pen if you have one. But you don't need one, please. You don't need one. Here are all the sticky notes. So I'll start using those in a moment. Here are all the sticky notes in different colors. You can also have collections of sticky notes. Then there are, oops, there's a sticky note already. So let me just get rid of that. Then there are also reactions. So when you collaborate, people can, on certain sticky notes, can react on it, like emojis. Then there are also comments if people don't want to speak up while they're all collaborating and they just want to make a note, or you ask people to add a note. That can be done. The old favorite text is there. All shapes and sizes. Okay, now before I introduce more options to you, let me go and show you. And I'm not going to do something particular. I'm just going to play around because I'm honestly not artistic, and that you will see in a moment. So let's go for a sticky note. And I'm going to choose one of my favorites, the violet. And I'm just going to plot it like on the fridge. Plot it there. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, you can add text into it, whichever text you want. So this is my contribution with everybody else's, or compared to everybody else's. Someone else may now go for a green sticky note and stick it over there and add what they want. And if it's only one word, they can always just resize it. But please note that once you resize the sticky note, it will really become smaller. So you can't, like a text box, resize it and just make the text stand out or just let the text fit. But at the bottom right hand side, if I can just get rid of this Microsoft Teams, there you go. On the bottom right hand side, there's a zoom factor. So you can zoom in or you can zoom out, as the zoom always works. So if you really want to see everybody's contributions in a smaller version, then, or your own, guys, you can definitely also work on this totally on your own. You don't have to share it, but it's a lovely collaboration tool. So you can zoom in and out as you please. You can also have a full screen, or you can have it all centered. So that is a centered object there. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. And then I can use my pen. That's the little hand, and I can move it around as I try to explain to you visually, with my hand rather, as you can move around on your screen. Whiteboard is, you don't need 75 degrees to be able to work with whiteboard. Honestly, it's quite straightforward to use. You just need to be made aware of the fact that there is something like whiteboard and a little bit of a guidance on how it can be used. Okay, so those are the sticky notes. As I said, I'm not going to do something specific. I'm just going to play around and show you what they are. Let's go for a text, adding text. So adding text, you can just switch it on at the bottom on the tools, and you can start typing whatever it is that you want to put or you want to contribute. You can, of course, as we can do in Word, we're all familiar with this. You can, oops, I moved it around now. Oops, there I did it again. I'm trying to select it. There you go. Can it be that tricky? There's only a couple of colors available, but you can choose a color. You can make it large, so the font size is a little bit different than what we used to. You can make it look at this. You can make it look professional, and you can let it look like an exact same version as if you would, I can resize it a little bit, as if you would do it like real handwriting. So it looks very similar to what you would do it with your handwriting with your hand. Then you can, of course, bold. Oh, guys, you know this stuff. I'm not going to bore you with that. You can italic, you can underline, and they're all in little, it's not really text boxes, it's more in a way like sticky notes. In PowerPoint, we work with text boxes. So it is in its own block, if I can call it for that for the moment. Yeah. Then comments. Comments is a little bit different. You can add a comment commenting on this. So you get comments in Word, you get comments in PowerPoint, and you get comments in Excel. Now, comments can be for yourself, that you just want to make a comment. You don't want it be part of the whiteboard or part of the document or part of the Excel spreadsheet. It's a comment that you add to yourself, but especially if you're collaborating and you're sharing this with someone, then they can see that's your comment on it. So maybe I wrote something here. Why is this thing really just... Okay, so we have to... sorry, guys, my frame of mind is a little bit limited sometimes. We have to get some, some training done for the group. Yes, is there someone that wants to ask something? So maybe someone is saying that, and then I can just comment on that. We want to ask a question? Okay, maybe it's just the microphone that's on. So I can add a comment that, and the comment will be... Thank you. The comment will be in your name. So when you log onto your account, it's the name, the display name in which it's registered. You can just say, yes, I agree. So, I mean, you're not going to do... And you can send the comment. So there it is. There's Caroline's little picture, and it's on this text. So don't know if you can see it properly. Let me just... Oh no, that icon stays very, very small. But you'll notice it's the very same profile pic that I have for my Microsoft account. That's also showing there. And if someone just points to it and click on it, you can see Caroline says, yeah, she agrees. Or I can make the note for myself. Then, let's, for example, say, let me just get my pen to move that. There you go. Let's say these notes are my notes, my sticky notes, and I want the group to now contribute to it. They can either leave comments, as I've just done, or they can go for reactions. The reactions are over here. So let's just go back to our selector tool. So you have to jump between the tools. I don't know if you may be familiar with CorelDRAW, for example. There are so many options. CorelDRAW, you every time have to go back to your selector tool, every single time. So I just need to get used to that. So on my selector tool, it's the one here, the black one, this one. There you go. I can just click on that and then move this comment a little bit. So let's say these 2 points are on the table, these 2 sticky notes. So you can ask your team that are now real time, or you can share it with them later, by the way. That's also an option. I'll show it to you. You can ask them to now just comment on this. So if they don't want to comment, like on that plus and add the comment, they can just as well react with what you have here, a couple of emojis. So they can react with a like that. So select it and click over there and maybe get this one. And here we don't agree. In the end, oh, wait, I have to go switch it off. Otherwise, let me just delete it. In the end, if a couple people had yes and a couple of people have no's, the more you add, it will also start counting it for you. So in the end, you can see how many people agree or disagree with the statements on the sticky notes, which is also very, very helpful in the sense that you don't have to go and do okay, who is against it, who agrees with it, people can just indicate with a couple of reactions, which is very similar to the emojis. Here again, apart from in the text box or on here, where they can add a comment, you can just add a comment over here. So on the tools right at the bottom, there's also a space for a comment, and whichever sticky note or text block you want to add or comment on, you can just switch on the new comment, click where you want it to have, add what you want, send it. Just remember to send it through. And there it is. And it even indicates the date and the time of that particular comment, which is also helpful because you may have changed things later on. And now you can think, oh, well, this is still the comment and it's been changed and to whatever that person recommended. They can see, okay, that was the comment on the 22nd of April, and we're now on the 30th of April. So that is not relevant anymore. In a case like that, whoever made the contribution or the comment then can go to the three dots, the ellipse on the right-hand side of that comment, can either edit the comment or can delete the thread, the comment. What else do we have? Right, now I left this for a little bit later. This is now the drawing tool that you have. So there are different ones. There's a pen, which is a little bit thicker. There is another pen. The thickness is 3. The black pen is also 3. They're all 3 at this point in time. Then there's another type of pen. It's all different types of pens. Here's the highlighter. We're all very familiar with the highlighter. So let's start with the highlighter. Click on the highlighter, and then you can just go and highlight. Okay, my text is a little bit bigger than the highlighter pens. There you go. And you can go and highlight this. So here are different options. There's also a laser pointer where I can say, okay, let's talk about this. Now let's talk about this. So instead of me just using my selector tool, which is this one, which is also good, I can go to my, there you go, let's just go back there. I can go to my laser pointer, which is very, very handy in collaboration situations. Then there's also an eraser, so I can erase something if I like. It will obviously not work now. So let me rather draw something. As I said, I'm not artistic, as you can see. Honestly, don't know what this is. It's just something. And I can grab my eraser and I can erase parts of it if I would like to do so. So for this, let me just take you back to this this whiteboard. So you would obviously use the pens to draw these little people and the routers and so on. You need to be, and these organizational charts, you need to be a little bit more artistic than I am. All right, so here are all the different, there's also a ruler that you can add in. I'm just going to undo that. If you need to, oh my goodness, I'm going to stuck. Let me just move it out of the way. Undo doesn't want to work. If I delete it, I found also doesn't want to work. I shouldn't have clicked on that even. So what is left? What is left? That's my pen, all my different pens, my sticky notes. Oh yeah, with sticky notes, I forgot to show you this. You can also have, now let me just go to my pen and just move that aside. So let's use the rest of the whiteboard because I need some space. So on my sticky notes, I can go for a collection of sticky notes. And just checking my notes here, there was something that I should not forget to tell you. So let's go for some blues. There you go. And there you have a collection. So let's say you are 6 people in the meeting working on the whiteboard. You now already have 6 different sticky notes. And you can ask everybody in the group, can you please select one sticky note each instead of them adding their own sticky notes, and just um, put over here whatever you would like to be on today's agenda, or what is something that you definitely want to discuss or you want us to look at. You can, of course, go and change the color, but I mean, that is self-explanatory. And you can, you can make different colors for this, bolds, italics, you know the drill. You can even on here delete a sticky note. So if it's only then 5 people that's contributing, you can delete one of the sticky notes. So that's a collection of them, but you can also add it one at a time and just organize it in that format. Then there's also, it's quite interesting, a very nice collaboration tool. Then there are also shapes. So let me just move this out of the way with my with my selector tool. Now let's go for adding shapes and lines. And as you can imagine, like in PowerPoint, definitely we've used the action buttons, but on the list of action buttons with different shapes and sizes, many more than we have here. But you can add some shapes, you can color it, you can shape the border of it, change the border. I mean, you can make it a little bit, or the handwriting within your shape, bold it, italic it. Once again, always the option to add a comment over here. Right, so here they are, all different ones that you can just add onto your canvas, your whiteboard. And you can also add connectors. So you want to connect those two. So this should happen first before that should happen, or those two are related. You can't do the one carry on with this before you've done something else like project planning. So they're all available there for you, and you can just make use of them. There aren't many though, but there are a couple that is quite handy to use. And then, but before I go for the and then, um, I don't want to recommend anything at this point in time. Let's go and rename this whiteboard. So let's say this is test 1. So on the top left-hand side, we're just going to do test 1. I'm going to go back to let me just move these a little bit closer, because I just want to show you you must be very careful to click, because you can add things. So I'm just moving this in here as well. Going to the right of my whiteboard, there's some text I remember. Moving this in here, so it's a matter of drag and drop. Just drag and drop. Maybe we can move this over here. There you go. So there's my first whiteboard. Then we go back to our list of whiteboards, so my home screen. And you'll notice there is my first whiteboard. There's also an option where you can delete or rename it, of course. Let's go for a second whiteboard. And over here, I also don't want to start with the templates. I'll come back to that. I want to start with a blank whiteboard, because I want to introduce to you all these other options. So on the ellipse right at the bottom, there are templates, which of course will take you back to that list of templates. So it's always available. You don't have to worry about that. Then different images. Now look at this. When you want to add an image, you can either upload your own image, or you can go and get some Bing images. Now, Bing means Microsoft Edge, the browser of Microsoft, has a Bing search engine, as Google Chrome has Google as their search engine. And I'm pretty sure those of you who attended Sway will remember, or can recall this particular layout of different Bing pictures. So they're all online. They're all not copyright protected because they are available to you if you have a Microsoft account. So let's just go for trying to find something a little bit more business orientated. You can always share. Oh, search for a picture. But let's go. Here's a meeting. Let's make it a little bit more business-like. There are some meeting options, graphics, images. So let's just choose this one. Let's just choose this one. Anyone will do. So you can either upload some images or you can bring in your own images. You can resize them. I mean, that goes without saying. You can also do a couple of things with them. You can alter the text, so you can add a caption to it. You can duplicate. Now I didn't show you that, but with everything that you have, every single tool, there's a duplication option because you want to have the same, let's say, sticky note, but you want to add some more, or you want the same text box, but you want to add some more. Then there's always a delete option where you can either press delete on your keyboard or you can delete it from the deleted button. And there will always be a new comment. If I say always, it's always tricky in computer programs, apps, to use the word always. But there's a 95% chance that it will be there. So in this case as well, 95% chance that you will always have a new comment option, a delete, and a duplicate option. And you will have the ellipse that there's another duplicate option, and okay, the one is a copy and the other one is a duplicate. Bring to the front, send to the back. That's quite an interesting one. If you have something on top of one another, let's say you have a picture or an image and you also have um, a shape. I just want to get the correct wording that they use. You can, oh, let me show you. Let me show you. I hope this will, maybe not the best idea that you had. So you want the shape to be behind the picture. So what you can do is you can bring it to the front or send it to the back. Okay, now you can't see it. So it should be a little bit darker though, and doesn't really allow me. So unfortunately, it's not playing along, but it is supposed to, you know how it goes. It's supposed to show at least the lines or the shape in the background. I'll try and show you another proper example when I do some of the other demonstrations. But okay, I think you get the idea. Cool. So what we have, we can add images as many as we like because, guys, we have a huge, huge whiteboard. With the pen, I can move it around as shown. Then something amazing, I think, documents. So you can add existing documents. So let's go for my files and let's just go for documents. And okay, we won't find something there. So let's just use this. Let's just use this one. This is a PowerPoint document. It can be any document, PDF, any document, whatever you please. It will take you to your OneDrive, guys. Yeah, this is important to remember. Because this is an online app, it will work best with OneDrive, which is the cloud for Microsoft. And that's as far as I can remember, our very last topic, our 21st masterclass will be about that. So let me just go for 7th of April. Let me just go for 7th of April. I select it, and that allows me, of course, select there and allows me to select it here. And what it will do, because it's a PowerPoint presentation and it will do it in Word and PDF as well, it will show you all the different slides. If it can just show up, that will be very cool. Come on, guys. Oh, there you go. I can either select them all or I can choose a particular one that I want to use. Let's say this one. I can insert one of 32. There are 32 slides. So I can do this. So this can be an already designed slide can be part of my whiteboard. So I can insert it here. Maybe just wants to remind everybody on the different apps that there are: word processing, spreadsheets, presentations, and Microsoft calls it Word, and Google calls it Docs, and Apple calls it Pages. So I just want that. So maybe I'm introducing or having a session with a client where I want to share some ideas and hear some ideas from them on what exactly it is their needs analysis. Can also be done on a whiteboard via Teams. All right. I was going to speed up a little bit here. I can also, okay, loop I will do when we do loop. So that's my, there's also videos you can insert. You can also insert links. So you can go and get a YouTube link and also come and insert it there, which means, once again, preparation can be done. So let's say you want you can take a whiteboard and make a presentation where everything can show at the same time to your client who needs some training. Pardon me, limited options here, training. Or you can do a proper presentation in PowerPoint. But if you do it on a whiteboard and you get them all together in a Teams meeting, then they can make contributions and they can use the reaction buttons. It's called reaction. Yes, it's called reaction. And they can either say yes or no, or yes, they like it, no, they don't like it. So instead of asking every single body, you can ask them to just point out their reactions, make a comment, leave a reaction, or add some text with the text box if they're all in the same meeting, of course, and all working online. So let's go back. Now we have 2 whiteboards. And then last but not least, before I show you some other stuff, is let's start with a template. So I'm going to use the first template on hand. We can either preview it or we can just use the template. And here it is. Templates is already designed documents or graphics or whatever else the case may be, so that you can just start adding your text. Come on, guys, play along here with me. And that you don't have to worry about the actual design, which is, of course, in my situation, much better option. Oh, I should have clicked. Pardon me, my mistake. Now for this, I can maybe just zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, here are some sticky notes around. I can add my core point of discussion here and all the different options around it, all the different people that needs to take part. Here is a text box. As you can see, if I click 3 different text boxes, 4, 5, and so on, there's some reaction buttons that are actually just using as sort of a bullet. And you can move this around and you know the drill. You absolutely know the drill. So there are a couple of options. So let's just rename this one and we just call it a template example. There you go. And, oh, sorry, I should have clicked. I'm just going to call it template example. Template example, template. Yeah, that sounds better. I have to tick to rename it. There you go. Now it's renamed. Then you can share this. So you can set up this whiteboard. You don't have to have others to collaborate at that point in time. You can share it. And of course, you need to give the permissions. Here in settings, is this now for everybody or just people that you choose? Can they view? Can they make changes? And then you can copy the link, or you can enter the email address and send it off to them. They will receive it as an email and they will click on it, on the link, and they will be able to open your whiteboard with all your different shapes, sizes, and whatever else goes with that. There's also an option, let me just mention that, where they can either edit it or they can view it. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I can't remember. When you do a real-time presentation or a real-time whiteboard, yeah, it is a presentation, you can ask people to follow you, and I will show you now in Teams. And then the nifty part is, because this is a brainstorming app, not only, but very popular for that. When people are collaborating or in real time doing this with you, you can, or as a team, you can set a timer. So let's quickly brainstorm for 3 minutes what it is we want to achieve this year, or what it is we need training in, or what it is, whatever the case may be. So you switch on the timer, and there's your 3 minutes, and you can just let go. And the timer will start ticking, and everybody has 3 minutes to dot down either a sticky note or write something or draw something or a text box or a comment or reaction, whatever it is. Make their contributions, everything on the whiteboard, and there it is for everybody to see. And we still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. So when you really wait for time to go by, it takes quite a long time. It's like watching paint dry. There's you can add another minute if they ask you to. You can stop the recording or the timer, and you can pause it. Okay, let's just wait. Not everybody is clear on this. What I need you to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now we go. We only have 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Or you can say, okay, everybody's done. Let's just stop the timer. And there you go. So the timer, you can switch it off there as well. Switch it on and switch it off at the same spot. Then there are some settings where you can format the background. You can maybe change it if you don't want a whiteboard. You can have a peach board if you like. And the blackboard, and look at this. We also found this in one of the other apps that we used, where you can add a maybe just choose something. Let's just go back to white, a grid. There you go. So you can do this now really on scale and line it up properly. If that is what you want to do, you can have a background like that, just for interest sake. Now, what is the difference between Microsoft 365 Whiteboard and Canvas Whiteboard? So let me just refresh your memory. I didn't demonstrate the whiteboard to you last time, but I just want to show you. In Canva, those of you who attended the session, there's also a whiteboard. So this whiteboard, yes, can also be shared and so on. But the actual reason for this is that you can do a design on a whiteboard that you can share or that you can use in another demonstration. So the one is Microsoft 365 is like real time where everybody can collaborate. And in Canva, the whiteboard is to design a whiteboard. What can it look like? So here you can see much nicer without being blurred. Just want to make it a little bit bigger. There you go. Without being blurred, you can do exactly the same as in 365. Here they are. The tools are even similar. There's the sticky notes, the text. Okay, they have a table, which we don't have in 365, and shapes and everything is there. So if you want to collaborate, you have the Microsoft 365 business package, then I would strongly recommend that you use the 365 whiteboard. If you want to design a whiteboard, then I definitely recommend that you use Canva for that. All depending on what it is that you want to do, but they both have a whiteboard option. That's me. Let me stop sharing